In this video, I am going to show you how to find the perfect SBA lender for your self-storage business. Now, the SBA has released over 30 years of SBA loan data. It came in these 4 big Excel files, millions of rows of SBA loan data, and we took that data that was made publicly available, we cleaned it up, and we got it into a tool that allows you to slice and dice the data. And ultimately, what you're going to be able to find is we can find the SBA lender that's made the most self-storage SBA loans in a particular state or even a particular city. If you wanted to even get down to that level, you could. And I'm going to show you how the tool works here. Now, you might be thinking, do we really need a tool like this? Why can't we just take the list of the top SBA lenders by state and start sorting through that and just go to the bank that's done the most SBA loans? And you would think that that would be a reasonable strategy. In fact, I spent 10 years as the executive director of an SBA lender. And when we had clients that reach out to us outside of our lending territory, and they asked, hey, how do we find an SBA lender in our area? That's what I would tell them. I'd say, go to the list, just work your way down, find the lender with the most loan volume that's made loans in your area, with no regard for industry specification or age of business, stage of business, because I didn't really have that data, but now we do. And so I think, unfortunately, I probably had a lot of people go on a wild goose chase looking at the wrong lenders. And so I'm going to show you how, using this tool, we're going to be able to find the perfect fit lender. We're going to put a link to this tool in the description of the video below, so you can go grab it and do your own search, but let me show you how it works now. Okay, so to start with, we have no filters at all. This is just all the SBA loans that have been made over the last 5.5 years, and no industry filters or anything. And we can see that Huntington National Bank is by far the top SBA lender over this time period, with over double the number of loans approved compared to the next closest bank here. So 19,720 loans by Huntington National Bank. So you would think, I should probably go to them first, right, for self-storage. And what's going to be cool here is we're going to see that that would be wrong, and we'd probably waste a lot of time. So what we're going to do here is go to this industry dropdown. We're going to type in storage. And we'll find self-storage, and you can select only. Now it's going to refilter based on loans, SBA loans made to self-storage businesses. And what we can see is that now Huntington Bank doesn't even show up on the top 10 list. So what that tells you is that, certain banks avoid certain industries. They just don't have an expertise there. They don't have interest in that type of lending. And so we see that here. Now, what we can see is that Live Oak Banking Company and Bank 59 are the clear leaders in SBA loans for the self-storage industry. If we wanted to sort this a little bit more, so let's say you wanted to know who the top SBA lender for self-storage acquisitions is compared to maybe self-storage startups, we can do that as well. So in this business age dropdown, you're going to see a few different options, and it's going to say change of ownership. So change of ownership means the SBA loan was made for an acquisition, that with the loan, there was a change of ownership. So this is a business acquisition loan. We'll also see we can break the data down by businesses, self-storage businesses that are more than 2 years old, less than 2 years old, and then brand new startups where the loan funds will be used to open the self-storage business. So I'm going to start by looking at change of ownership and just see how the data changes there. And so again, we can see that Live Oak Banking and Bank 59 are still top of the list here. If we want to look at startup lending, again, these two banks seem to be the clear leader in self-storage. So now I think the big question we want to see is, how about in your particular state? Because location could make a big difference here if one of these banks does not lend in your particular geography. So let's see, when we look at California. Okay, so we see actually in California, Harvest Small Business Finance is tied for second, I guess, there were three loans. Again, let's see if we can find a state where Live Oak Bank is not the leader, maybe. Okay, so Huntington National Bank is actually headquartered in Ohio, so we can see that, hey, they actually have made some loans in the state, so they're second. We don't see, Bank 59 has just made one. So again, when you start to look at your specific geographies, this list is possibly going to move and shift around, and you might find that, hey, maybe Live Oak Bank just does not like a particular state or doesn't lend in a particular state. So far, I can't find a state where they aren't at the top of the list. So it looks like Live Oak Banking Company just really likes the self-storage industry. in this particular case, but still worth going down to the description of the video below, grabbing the link to this SBA Loan Analyzer tool, and do your own search based on your specific location and stage of business, and you'll be able to find hopefully the best lender for you. Now, just a little bit of background. So Projection Hub, we help companies create financial projections, oftentimes for loan applications. And so the lenders often will ask for your financial projections, and that's what we do. And so we've put a link to our self-storage financial projection template down in the description of the video below as well. And so you can grab that. We have a few different self-storage templates, one that's good for kind of ground up development, and then one that's good for acquiring a new self-storage facility with an SBA loan. So a couple different options there for you. Now, if you have any questions, or if you'd like to see more content like this or different content about SBA loan data, we'd love to hear from you. So give us a subscribe, like this video if you found it helpful, and leave us a comment to let us know what questions you'd like answered, and we'd be happy to help. So if you have any questions at all, reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. Thanks.